We want to hear from you. Call right now at 202-432-9595. Hey!
I like that. Okay. We just listened to our home jam for tonight. Song is, we don't even know the name of the song. We know the group is called the Anonymous Crew. And who wants to set it off? Anybody want to set it off?
The joint is hot. It reminds me of like Outkast meets Joe Sample. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It'll probably make a fat video. I like the joint. It's live. It's live.
Let's take a phone call, man. Let's, all right. PGC.
Man, look here. This Big Red.
All right.
What? Who was that group that was just on?
The Anonymous Crew.
Man, they mother need to be beat down for that.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
The morning serves as a warning to a man, an opportunity to digress or to advance, a chance to live lavish with prestige and status, to rid ourselves of bad habits, anger, and sadness.
The morning serves as a warning to a man, an opportunity to digress or to advance, a chance to live lavish with prestige and status, to rid ourselves of bad habits, anger, and sadness.
It was a Saturday, but not a Saturday. I had a way to get away later on that evening. Sanity I be retrieving. 3 tests, no breasts, had me stressed. Plus the 9 to 5 had my pissed off meter in overdrive. You know I drive, kill the petrol, cause the metro only fed your broke ass until 12. I plan to shelve. My plan said a 2:45. MC battle was the agenda. Send a pretender out the door if he pender. Quote unquote freestyle. Never make me smile. The tension built up, I let it go in the flow. But this type of aggression ain't released to the show. It's just me and you. I'm seeing through your metaphors. You just spot to build with folks to get even and settle scores. No cover charge cause the love is large and my name is good. The game is wood. The famous should knock for good luck. Could ducks try to build a reputation, but if you step you face it. Seize in the first round, you're first down like 10 yards. My next opponent might not condone it, but he's just a flash in my underground moment. Just a flash in my underground moment.
I awoke from the curse of Leviathan. I and the Iron Men from the island, walking in silence, never arriving at my planned destination. My goal when I walk the streets is self-preservation, concentration as I stroll through the camp with dim lamps. That aggression when I plan to advance, a thin chance. Stop and watch Slim dance, drop $1 in his derby. Open air pharmacists question if they could serve me. Dash like Mercury when the blue devil appears. For persons of his profession, they only serve the in careers. Steal horses, shift gears, hind legs in the atmosphere. Chariot being repaired by late engineers. I spit phlegm on the concrete like a small tsunami. Watch a posse of Israelites poly debate serving volley. Aborigines to the jungle in cardboard teepees, holding primitive signs, screaming please feed the needy. Caucasians appear uneasy, copper to fix him at a BC on the edge of the curb. Go to open a Mitsubishi, Jake picky sneaky. Paddy wagon bagging blacks, rolling CeeLo like jacks. Baggy pants bareback, females wear their hair back. Polo replace Kenta Claw, standing at a red light, waiting to cross. Just waiting to cross, yo. Yeah, yo, yeah, yo.
Je me réfugie, un fugitif comme les fugis. À la fugie, de haine faut guérir cette illusie. Vision fugie, du haut du fusil à ma furie. Dans mon cœur de lion rugit, le black de Nam Suri. Gosse, utilise les fusils pour survivre les balles fusées usées. Ça suffit, yeah, yo. Combustion in my brain, thoughts of bum rushing, insane amount of children playing Russian roulette. The ledge make dysfunctional families function, cause repercussions. Above par over the percussions. I'm really stressing on discussion like this. Get this cousin, this situation soon to be disgusting. The truth is hitting harder than concussions. I symbolize pure ledge liquidating, civil in this frivolous civilization. I see the force in marriage, chicks wardrobes average, so she wore more mascara. Digging the horseless carriage of the warlords and actors. The ledge is like water in Sahara. My style, sacred. I learned that walking a mile in the shoes of Miles Davis. The crowd favorite, looking for salvation. Got 101 styles like Dalmatians. A third eye gazes like Gandhi when I rhyme. All I see around me is zombies. Still I shine. I got stuck in match up with my girl. Serves as a warning to a man, an opportunity to digress or to advance, a chance to live lavish with prestige and status, rid of ourselves of bad habits, anger and sadness.
We're all given choices, chances, time, and opportunity to stop this lunacy. Follow and strike 2 and 3. But in the community, new batters take the plate. No one hits a perfect balance. We all make mistakes, and those are the breaks you ought to learn to use or you'll crash. The world's an angel's movie, I'm just acting in the cast. Where liberty is an old hag just waiting to die. And justice never been blind, she just telling a lie. I looked in her eyes a couple of times. She stared back and took note of the fact I was young, gifted in black, slipping through the cracks perhaps is easy when you're needy, cause the nature of man is really greedy. Kid, believe me, relegated to GEDs and contaminated liquor to get us sicker. While they sipping Brita sitting pretty, we need to slip them a Mickey. Consider me politically, I'm trying to get them 40 acres that was hidden from me. These are those hydroponic, head nod and hypnotic words. Those kick back, relax verses that you prefer as we submerge with the rhythm, giving them new views. We're concerned with what's wrong, what's right, and what's true. These are those hydroponic, head nod and hypnotic words. Those kick back, relax verses that you prefer as we submerge with the rhythm, giving them new views. We're concerned with what's wrong, what's right, and what's true. I heard the sun and the moon were God's eyes. Rain was when the angels cry. Amongst these things, snow is feathers from their wings, and you can hear them sing when the wind blew. I used to listen through my window and try to translate it with my pencil. Then I realized that these were symbols, not literal, sent to make the visual appear less abysmal. Not yet a dead man walking, but my life is critical. African, aboriginal, fugitive, slave, general. I used to speak barely audible, self-esteem was marginal. Now I got an arsenal, triple optical oracle. I've seen things that make you smile, the things that are horrible, but I maintain, reminded by the sun, moon, and rain of a higher plane we can attain. Known by name, we're able as Cain. If we sustain throughout the pain and practice restraint against the grain, using our brains, choosing our aims instead of slowly losing our gains, loosen the chains you can arrange for a mental detachment. Though it's not the simplest action, it's everlasting. Though it's not the simplest action, it's everlasting. It's everlasting. These are those hydroponic, head nod and hypnotic words. Those kickback, relax verses that you prefer as we submerge with the rhythm, giving them new views. We're concerned with what's wrong, what's right, and what's true. These are those hydroponic, head nod and hypnotic words. Those kickback, relax verses that you prefer as we submerge with the rhythm, giving them new views. We're concerned with what's wrong, what's right, and what's true.
That's the beauty of music, big. You can't get that from you.
Earth is an illusion. With each revolution, soothing a cycle, our souls are idle, riding on our physical bridle. The acquisition of friends and rivals is vital to survive, but existence is eternal. The most high is fertile. The planets a circle representing karma. Though it's controversial, life is 180 degrees, just a rehearsal, a personal holy war. Turn my heart purple. Haze made slaves to a false partner. Man stared at Orion, the archer, when it became darker. Fascinated by the light that night saturated, masqueraded naked in attempts to make it sacred. Elated by the status of a full eclipse, the world slips into an ellipse, causes tide to hit the cliffs as theories mix. I accrue a longing for where I fit. Pegonomics remain theatrical, disguise is factual. It's only natural. Man's gradual, search is casual. As an individual, am I one in a million or a million in one of God's desolate children? A pilgrim from a nameless platoon, idolaters consumed ever since I slipped out of Maria's womb. Who am I extends and lends energy into the universe, past the point of pagan rituals, so find what you are worth. And through the worst I search eternally and stand vertically and blame no one else but myself if hell's burning me. Who am I?
Who are you?
Who are we?
Who are they?
What role do you play?
Character do you portray?
Every day I'm forced to ponder my persona as an MC.
Man of prestige.
Partner with honor.
Who am I?
Who are you?
Who are we?
Who are they?
What role do you play?
Character do you portray?
Every day I'm forced to ponder my persona as an MC.
Man of prestige.
Partner with honor. Finding it hard to have a breakdown, cause I'm losing my nerve. Things I used to see alone and now viewed in groups. Do I deserve to be the voice of a people I feel is partly subordinate? Was searching for a resting place to pop give me coordinates. I saw a mold on television, the test to be important it. The culture free my styles, all the while I was supporting it. But stored in its DNA, it's self-hatred, so be afraid. By the time we get some airplay, we'll be the ones being played in every sense of the word. And being paid loses loses its meaning, when my words lose their meaning, cause I leave it up to thoughts I don't control to choose their meaning. And it's seeming that this gleaming globe needs to be probed, cause it's so anal, a repetitious refrain. Make this ballad all the more banal. Rain will wash the polluted thoughts off the branches of my guilt. My will is wilted, jilted as my bride at the altar. Wasn't my fault to halt the top, caused my alter ego to go pop. A cap aimed at a framed picture of his family. Fate shakes his fist cause it's finding it hard to handle me. The fans will see my lack of tattoos and hairy legs, the way I pick my nose and stick to clothes in secondhand and drink from kegs instead of dropping credit on a bottle of Moet. Getting nervous talking to girls with rocking crowds is no sweat, so go get rid of what you hope I was, am, or might be. Besides being completely different, you're exactly like me.
Who am I?
Who are you?
Who are we?
Who are they?
What role do you play?
Character do you portray?
Every day I'm forced to ponder my persona as an MC.
Man of prestige.
Partner with honor.
Take it out these toys. Take it out these toys. Out these toys.
I use my pulpit to forget the bullshit and full clip to influence penmanship. Enrich cause rap's a bitch, hip-hop's a lady. It should be treated as such, feet on the clutch. Full speed ahead, chickens need feed and heads need bread. So put your sticker on the light post, recite your type flow and write your high roll. Battles be like Monday Nitro with error code. Before we build, we gotta grow. This is something you gotta know. The mic makes us omnipresent. That's why I'm benevolent and represent my state of mind and not my state of residence. I'm checking in. If it's poetry, you know it's me. I immerse my body and soul in this. Totally, socially a misfit. My white label's malignant, infecting those that's ignorant with problems over pigment. You can dig it. Anonymous supermen in this metropolis, synonymous with love and tolerance. Use your common sense and realize mortal men don't really contain divinity. And search for who you are past the metaphors and similes. You feeling me? Me, Max, and C's are the trilogy. Add one, that's Reds, and you got a dope soliloquy.
We checked the mic, 1, 2. Then run through our checklist. Check this, catch a wreck, even though we reckless. Far from pathetic, poetic, but don't let it go to my head. Never showing the lead, I'd rather be flowing instead. Pretty MCs need time to put they mascara on. One hit wonders make blunders, forget life's a marathon. Share a song full of gems, jewels, yeah, we giving it. Biographies of underground MCs, because we living it. For kids who wanna test C's, I'm putting training wheels on my test. Cause you'll be riding them as soon as I take my lyrics and start sliding them. In one ear, but never comes out the other. Let it marinate as I articulate for LPs mixing snippet tapes. To put it simply, I simply create symphonies. Never crash and burn to infamy. Foot in the door don't mean an inch to me. Far from piety, but maintain sobriety with a variety of dignified lyrics to leave the loud mouth sitting quietly. While season A suits is sitting pretty at open mic night spots. Rewrite plots, then back and forth the narrative. Couldn't compare your comparative to the superlative. Anonymous is sure to give the dopest show. Word to your moms, yeah, you heard it, kid. Get school like September. Remember, never forget the sound. My verse bounces for 16 ounces, so I get the pound.
No mistakes allowed.
Let's put the pen to the paper. Propel rhymes from wells of ink.
Well, I think we can work out the kinks.
We secure like brinks. And while our competition blinks, our composition sinks.
Into the brain matter. We remain fatter cause your lame chatter can't match my frame stature.
At your place of choosing, bruising but amusing.
Battle rhymes.
That'll climb the ladder but not corporate.
There's more to get, so don't become confused. We be chumping dudes.
And dumping crews whose views too simplistically depicted. Wounds self-inflicted when the crowd grabbed the mic and slipped it.
To hate suicide, evicted all MCs want aren't gifted. If they live it and solicit me and C's pay them a visit.
What is it? They make me want to cut your time short just like midgets.
Hold up.
What?
The proper term is little people.
Oh, pardon me. I discard them C's when they make erroneous remarks. You're too sensitive like erogenous zones. My flavor's the tip of poisonous darts.
You'll be pushing a cart without an address on the atlas if you approach Anonymous without time to practice. The fact is,
we'll let the lectures texture get thicker than
Stacey Dash,
quicker than the
Flash,
put garbage MCs in the
trash.
At last, 2 MCs are worthy to hold the mic. Yeah, crew composed of blacks, whites, and Semites.
I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king.
Back in the days, there was ways to get paid, and nowadays it's the same, and money's the same shade of green. Know what I mean? I'm a microphone fiend, so let me tell you about this little story I seen. Now I'ma give the audience specific example. My man Brent was spent and he was looking for a handful of loot. You know what makes the world go round, but lost and found and make your powers compound. The sound of selling cell phones had him intrigued, but little did he know he's in a whole nother league. He was the middleman in a little plan, part of a larger scheme. Giving up his dream, but it was worth it for the cream. It seemed that one day he'd hope to leave a runway, flying an airplane. His mom said that's insane, don't complain. Never entertained thoughts of not being the same. Now Kane was the type that every female adored, but also the only hustler that Brent could afford. To get the money from to show these other cats that he was serious. Mysterious? Yeah, yo. Cause they knew damn well what Brent would go for the flow, but you never can tell, so they bought Kane off, promised half of Brent's earnings. The other half of matter Kane better not concern. Double crossing, got Kane tossing the turn of evenings, but money's in the motion, they got no room for grievance. So Brent pushed the merchandise twice what was expected. They said that 4 to 6 your money could be collected. They both respected them just a little too much, cause what they really gave them both was too little to touch. That's a lesson better learned when you don't get burned, cause the money that you get never equals what you earn. The end result was just a sign of the biz, cause Kane didn't see your dime, but Brent sure got his.
My mama taught me this shit.
Read, study lessons and build your inner power.
Kick the truth. You must learn.
One day I woke up and I heard a moving truck. I didn't notice all the stuff, all I saw was the butt on this woman I assumed was the home's new owner. She kept bending over, I couldn't help popping a boner. So I introduced myself and peeped a sweet feature. Sup, my name's Jesus.
Hi, my name Oisha.
She invited me in, CD pumping Selena. Said she was a dancer at the USA Arena. Dow Jones has seen her, that's an ass you can't miss. He said she used to smash both Jawan and Chris. So we went out, I finally got to kiss those thick lips, my dick stiff. I said I'd like to give you a lift to your crib in my Hoorah, if that's alright. She said, sure baby boy, only if you stay the night. So I definitely knew I'd get some sexual healing. And I don't wear condoms cause they take away all the feeling. So we did it, I went down like SWV. Now thinking it would lead to an STD. One day, dreaming about those many fly positions, I felt some pain, I saw my pops, he's a physician. What's wrong with me, daddy? I can't stop scratching. He said, gonorrhea in the clap and 2 small cavities. How did this happen to me? I just started dating. Don't tell me I have to go back to just masturbating. Son, Pop said, you really need to slow down and take 2 of these, this'll make the swelling go down. As for Moesha, bitch, she moved off my block finally, but I saw her downtown holding hands with DJ Dynasty.
My mama taught me this shit.
Read, study lessons and build your inner power.
Kick the truth. You must learn.
This song's title is vital to your understanding of the lyrics I'm about to kick. Check it. This song's title is vital to your understanding of the lyrics I'm about to kick. Check it out. Check it out. 1, 2. how we gonna do? 1, 2, I knock those out. Now 3 got no clout, maybe 4. I knock it to the floor. 5, 1 to come around, already did 4. 5 will be 1 more, and 4 and 5 equals 9. Backtracking and breaking 8 in the spine. 7 looking fine, so I might date her. Hey yo, I hate her. So negative zeros, now what I rate her. Subtracted her from 7, the numbers where I'm coming from. Humming some track about numbers, you get me? Maybe 10 was left, maybe 10 gave me your T like the ref. But yo, I said you're deaf, he put his hands on the ears and said no, I'm hearing you. 11 to infinity is already fearing you. Hearing you, came through and knocked out all the rest. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 been done. So how you gonna win, son? I got 2 digits, now I can get with it. What is it? You think a 1 and 0 next to it is gonna flex with this shit? Nah, I put my spike through a 0, the hole in the middle, knocked out 1 with the riddle.
Yo, Anonymous crew.
I had this crazy dream last night, and it just made me think. There's a thin line between dreams and reality.
A lot of people have a dream that the only way to a better life is through someone else. Some people view life as a means of salvation. Look towards a destination with proper preparation. Be patient, taste the rewards is sure to come. But while I look for flavor in music that deadens and numbs the tongue, because the sum seems to be the bottom line. My view of paper money is if you got them fine. If not, I'll spot them 9 to get anonymous to another pair of ears. If you're down to share my joy, I'll be down to share your tears. Here's my view of you and yours. Don't cross me, it's costly. My lyrics are the Rubicon when Max puts the music on. Confusion's gone, cause I'm demanding an in-depth understanding, which requires talent, time, and planning. A comprehension of suspension in time like Allison. This land is a wonder, my crew sheds light like halogen. Now it's in my age group's plan to get the beverage, to get them leverage. Socially, I do it vocally. Rock the butter soft for bubble goots to fight pneumonia. But welcome to a label that wants nothing more to own you.
My dream scheme's serene, but I awake to the same scene. Clean my physical frame, yet the mystical remains in the astral plane to which I skate. Tape or a wax plate, induces an inclusive surrealism. Past the real condition that I live in, that serves as a prison. Unless one combines the 2 conflicting galaxies, construct a new glass menagerie between dreams and actuality. Gradually raising my consciousness with accuracy. My anatomy can't contain my inner being. The blind attempt to be perfect, but I'm a sinner seen with synergy bleeding out of my pore into the mic cord. My soul expands with the jam, and then I write more. The 2 sides of my existence congruent. I see through it as a student. It's translucent and canopy my movement. I'm grouped in by my race and gender. I'd rather erase dementia, create adventures using my tenure, a verbal inventor and defender of the right to sew myself to my shell. Yet I believe I can unweave the cipher degrees into an out-of-body sequence, a fresh mental region that's home to different questions, different answers, different reasons, like this, like that.
Like Is it a dream or reality? Is there a line between you and what is to be? You can reach your goals if you follow your destiny. Simply, undeniably, it's completely up to you.
I struggle to grasp the task at hand upon the task end, searching for answers without a CAT scan. The sand that sips through the hourglass lips, the man-made notion of time towards my ocean of rhymes, hoping that I'm in the mix without cocktails. Your plot fails, cause the climax was simply pop sales. Character development was lacking unintelligent. Screwing the art's not irrelevant, so I remain celibate to sell a hit from my shallow grave. Whether or not the shallow gave rave reviews, but the slave to who's running the show behind the curtain, stunning me though with uncertain and beliefs. Even though I wear boxes, the message is brief.
I blink my eyes and realize
You dream of genie while I dream of ISIS. Interplanetary hybrids. We see the world clear through closed eyelids, with red, green, and violet, where we meditate in private, complete silence. No crisis, dilated iris, concentration, weaponry, mental telepathy. The destiny's fidelity in my marriage with the microphone. Some rappers accommodation instead of consultation for the closed-minded patients and listeners. Reality's prisoners, visitors of this dimension mention ascension, and look for the unsaid when attempting a sentence. Avoided the vengeance that turns hearts dark and makes the soul cold inside
yourself.
You possess more knowledge than the scrolls hold. It's loco. The daily grind puts you in a chokehold. Activity can quickly free your mind from captivity. Just act civilly. Sit back, wait and estimate. Others speculate, but they just let the hate resonate and escalate by being artificial. But our art is official. It starts to enrich you by getting to the heart of the issue. I carve my initials in your imagination. Think of me as an animation on your mind like an examination.
Yeah. Is it a dream or reality? Is there a line between you and what is to be? You can reach your goals if you follow your destiny. Simply, undeniably, it's completely up to you. Is it a dream or reality? Is there a line between you and what is to be? You can reach your goals if you follow your destinies. Simply, undeniably, it's completely up to you. Is it a dream or reality? Is there a line?
The revolution's evolution led to mind pollution. My solutions try intrusion into thought patterns. The degrees of the rings of Saturn give us periphery. Brothers came to this epiphany at the point of a pyramid. Afro history, astro symmetry is living similes for synergy. Think 360 degrees to see validity. Mentally inching forward toward the borders of insanity. But family brings out the man in me that's crammed in deep. The sky is a canopy, Joshua's branch of tree. We cannot see atoms dance with molecules at a large jamboree. Answer me, said the bear to the hare as he bowed down to say a prayer, as angels lit comets for flares. Stares from a filly and mare as a serpent passed Eve a pear. Or was it a kiwi or an apple? Anywho, my battle began. Sleight of hand, disagreed that Christ is man, or son of man, or son of God, or Wallace Farr. The revolution made me him. Barb, wire, crown attire stuck between heaven and hellfire.
When the weekend's over, when the weekend's over, when the weekend's over.
It's been a long weekend of singing songs, speaking, marinating on a Saturday. Thought up a few rhymes that I had to say. Don't wanna write beats, I'll be glad to stay. Money down on the honey brown and hay. Midnight creeps, none of us notice. Word of mouth don't need permission to promote us. Focus, individual, anonymous, indivisible. Rest and relaxation required to restore the physical desire for this ritual, which inspired this digital escapade as we excavate. Yo, let's get paid and invest in crates. It's best to wait and build the skill. These 2 days get blazed and chill. 48 hours to recuperate from that 9-to-5 stress as I contemplate constructive ways to concentrate, productive ways to congregate. At this rate, I'ma see myself sober, refresh of the rhythm when the weekend's over.
weekends we chill out and laugh like comedians. C's pop the CD and park near the median. Losing track of time is easy when you're teasing your friends. Once the week starts again, the cycle begins. But these 2 days, unemployed with the boys, I could just relax with big C's and Max. Easing back down that yellow brick road, but ain't a wonderland when they want you clean and commode. Sunday, put the can with the fat cow back in the backpack, zip it up. That's that. Hand claps to my homeboys, hear the phone noise, hoping to God it's a job for me. Possibly hot degrees outside in the ride. Hit rewind on that line, hoping niggas start time, cause the weekends are all mine. Keeping my composure, 48 hours in the weekend's over.
Sunday night, the sports machine. Feeling alright if my shorts are clean. Laundry's done, got my drawers in the drawer. Write a few rhymes, leave your drawers on the floor. I'm a lazy man and my lazy boy. Make a few calls, all in all enjoy. This time to recline in the back of my mind. I refine my design till it's back to the grind. Stay intact with a rhyme, at times fall to pieces. Pieces for rent when I'm bent. The lease is extended from the fry to the sun, from the night to the day. When I rise, I run, but I don't run away.
Weekend is over, stayed sober, no chronic, just signed with Atomic for speaking ironic. Freaking ironic, my project topics logic. For Monday, everybody acts moronic. Got 5 days ahead of me, working with my enemies. Drained of my energy, physically and mentally. This girl named Emily, I met in an assembly. Really from Tennessee, graduated from Emory, an independent entity who worked at a law firm. Listen up close, there's a lesson we can all learn. Got a law degree, fall term from Auburn. She making 6 figures, so I figured I would visit. Emily's a good friend with a real true heart. A real passion in life was that she liked to do art. I knew deep down that's how she wanted to make a mark, shaping sculptures and painting in hues, lights, and darks. Anyway, I took a plane, a 3-hour trip, tried to surprise her at a job. Found out she quit, got directions to a pad, hopped up in a cab, then arrived on the block, did the door and knock. She answered wearing a smock. I wish I had a camera, panties everywhere, and a really strange calendar with only 2 dates. I tried to figure out the reason that Emily said every day should be a weekend. I stopped to think, but I had to shrug my shoulders, had to leave to go to work. For me, the weekend's over. Damn.
The look on her face took me to a place I hadn't had a chance to visit since my childhood. My style could and has brought ass, along with invitations to pass the time as we master rhymes. But this type of response is simple yet complex. A handshake and smile, appreciating the concepts.
Thank you.
No thank you for coming out tonight. A crowd composed of hoes in brand name clothes and man-made foes, looking for a handout, that's why you stand out. The applause you give is purely positive, with no hidden agenda, meant to bend the line between fan and fanatic. Hip-hop's the habit, and though we play different roles, we're both emphatic with an emphasis on the process of progress. When I come off the top, it ain't to make you get topless, but stop this, is an image, so follow me. Form of idolatry, I wanna add purpose to your purchase, so you can walk away with more than a stub, a dub, or claims of love that's empty. You can tell it's dope without using a monetary telescope. My commentary soap to cleanse the lens you look through. It took you 5 fingers to say thanks, and me 25 bars to say the same. I couldn't say the name, cause you didn't lay the claim to what you go by. I know why, what's left unsaid says a lot. So thanks for the pound and take it light. See you around, have a good night. Thanks for the thanks.
Thanks for the thanks.
It ranks above the profit.
Thanks for the thanks.
It ranks above the jiggling breast, the offers assessed, and other measurements people use to define success.
Thanks for the thanks.
Thanks for the thanks.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Too much time. Come on, too much time. Come on, too much time. Come on, too much time on your mind. Come on.
Hey ladies, hey ladies, hey ladies, hey ladies. Y'all keep it hot. Y'all keep it hot. Okay.
Too much time. Too much time on my mind. Too much time.
Y'all keep it hot. Y'all keep it hot.
Make it wet.
Make it wet. Make it wet. Make it wet.
Let's start it up.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Asses drop. Hands up. 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 Don't stop. Asses drop. Hey ladies. Hey ladies. Hey ladies.